Hey guys, Greg here with Brinster Productions. Thanks for checking out this video. And today this is going to be a short one. And today I'm just going to show you a couple of other budget-friendly project ideas, things to help you out in your audio needs. If this is the first video you've ever seen from our page, I suggest you check out the Brinster Pro YouTube channel. Or you can search Brinster Productions and it should come up with most of our videos. We got about 130 subscribers or so. This will be like the 22nd, 23rd video we have. And so we do a lot of videos like this. Both of us, my brother and myself, work as pros in sound and lighting industry. We work in a professional concert venue. It's about a 1,400 capacity venue with about $1 million in sound and another $1 million in lighting. And so we do side projects, PA and lighting stuff for local bands on the side for extra cash. And so we do these video series for all you guys out there wanting to learn a little more about audio. Maybe you're a band wanting to learn audio, or you're a sound or lighting guy trying to get started in the industry. And so we bring you these videos to show you how to do some stuff, taking the pro knowledge and bringing it down to the consumer level and your amateur level stuff. Get you guys to think outside the box a little bit and come up with some cool solutions for your own stuff. So this first thing I'm showing you here that it's been focused on for a minute or two here is a fantail snake or a drop snake. If you ever look at these are usually around $80 to $100 depending on where you find them. I've seen them as low as $60 on eBay, or I believe Seismic Audio actually has one, a 25 footer that's an 8-channel like this for about $60. Drop snakes are cool if you need to send a lot of stuff to one section of your stage, such as drums, so you don't have to run individual 25-foot cables all the way back to your snake head. You build a drop snake or buy a drop snake. So this here is 8 channels, so it's perfect for drums for a standard drum set. You get kick, snare, hat, 3 toms, and 2 overheads. And then you're perfect with that, and then you could just run a couple extra if you had some extra toms, or you could get a 12 channel, 16 channel. These come in all different sizes and cable count, or you can build your own. So as I said, they're usually around $60 to $100. I built this one for actually about $45, almost $50. So not a whole lot of savings, but you could build this cheaper than that if you have some parts laying around. So what it is the cable you see here. You can order this online. Just do a Google search for it, and as I said, you can get this in multiple pair. This is 8 pair 24 gauge cable. It's usually around $1 a foot depending on the manufacturer. The more count you go up to 12 pair, 16 pair, the cable gets more expensive per foot, but you can usually find this price per foot online. And then of course all your ends. Do an eBay search for XLR connectors. You can find a lot of deals on there sometimes. 10 for $10, 20 for $20. So I found a deal like that. It was around $21. I mean, it was free shipping to get 20 connectors. I only needed 16 for this, but it came with male and female. So you can find some cool sales like that. So the snake here is this XLR male and XLR female, and it's about 25 feet. And to show you kind of how to do this, so the budget-friendly way, as I said, we're trying to show some budget-friendly projects. So when you get to your actual end of the cable, you're going to have to strip off this insulation that holds all the pairs together, because it's going to come with insulation all the way up. The best way is take a box cutter or X-Acto knife or something and cut around there gently without cutting through the actual wire, and then just kind of bend it back and forth until you can pull the sleeve off the end. And then you're going to be left with a bunch of these tails. You can kind of see right here, it's got a blue foil around it. When you get snake cable, it's not like an XLR cable, like a standard mic cable where it's braided, and then you have your positive and negative lines. You actually have 3 lines in snake cable. So these will be in all different colors, and each one will be color coded so you can match it on the other side. There's a different color combination for every line, and you're going to have an unshielded braid that is used for the ground. So instead of having a braid wrap, they use this like blue. It's about the same basically as aluminum foil, and that's the shielding to separate the pairs so they don't interfere with each other. So that's going to want to unravel on you, and obviously you don't want that blue aluminum foil, showing like that. So what you can do is if you have shrink wrap tubing, you could use that, but that's going to get expensive buying all the shrink wrap tubing to do this. So you see the professional products like a HOSA cable or something like that, and they're all different colors, so you can match, the different colors on each end. Each one of these leads will be a different color: red, blue, green, yellow, whatever. The simple way to do it is just use black electrical tape. It works the same way. It's black. It's going to be on stage. You're not going to see it anyways, and no one really knows the difference. So what you can do is you wrap each individual line like this, and then you get back to your full bundle. You see here, I just taped it back together all the way to where it meets up with its shielding, and go back a little bit, and then there you go. Now your foil on the ends of these aren't going to come unraveled, and this is just how it would come out, only theirs would be heat shrinked on a professional product. So if you had heat shrink tubing, yes, you could throw it on there, but if you don't want to spend the extra money, you can just use black electrical tape. Holds up just fine, and if it never gets too nasty and tore up, well, you could always just throw another layer on or take it off and start over. So cool way to build your own snake. As I said, you're not saving big bucks on this, but if you're like me, I like doing projects like this. I can't sit and vegetate in front of the TV for hours on end like a lot of people can. I always have to keep myself busy, so I come up with little projects like this to build. If you had some old mic cables that got cut up or something like that, you can use the ends off that, so maybe you don't have to buy all the ends. So there's one project. Okay, now the second solution here is a cool way that if you have a main snake going back to your front of house position, and depending on the money you spend, maybe you buy a cheaper snake, it doesn't have as many returns as you need. So sometimes there are only like 4 returns. You can get a left and a right for your mains, and then only 2 monitor mixes out of there. Now you could spend the money and buy a more expensive snake that would have more returns on it. Or you can just flip the ends around to make your own returns. So obviously you're going to have female inputs on the snake head, and when you get back to the fantail, you're going to have males, and vice versa. The flip around is in the other direction. So what you can do is, if you need a couple extra lines, is you can buy plugs like this, where it's just a barrel, and it's male to male. So you plug this into your female end of your snake head on the actual snake box, and now you have an output coming out of that. So you have male coming out of the snake box, and then on the other end you would use these female to female barrels. And so you can have your male output coming out of your mixer, hit this into an actual input snake channel. So maybe you could just use your last 2 channels in your snake, so you keep them separated from your inputs, if you're not using all of your inputs, of course. So if you got a 16 channel snake and you're only using like 12 channels out of that snake, then you could use channel 15 and 16 and use those as returns if you ran out of returns. So like my snake that I currently have, I only have 4 returns. So I slap sends on 15 and 16 to send it back, because I don't usually use all 16 for most of the smaller shows that I do on the side. So you can buy these almost $10 a connector for one of these. So these get pretty pricey. So here's a cheap and almost free way. If you have some spare mic cable laying around like I usually do, you get one that gets cut up or broken, you can make these yourself. And so if you know how to solder, and obviously you're going to need to know how to solder to do this and that other project I showed, making the fantail. If you suck at it, you're definitely going to get good at it doing 16 XLR plugs like that, making an 8-channel snake. So this improves your soldering skills. If it doesn't work, take it apart and start over. So all you need is about an 8-inch section of mic cable. As I said, if you got an old mic cable that got cut up or broken or something, just cut it up into little sections like this. You can get multiple out of these out of one simple 10-foot mic cable. So these ends don't even match, and they're 2 different brands. It doesn't matter. So here's a female to female, and then here's a male to male. And these actually work a little bit better than these hard rigid ones, because you got to think you're going to have this sticking out the back of your mixer, so that's very easily for that to get snagged and broke off, and you might end up messing up an output on your mixer. This is a better solution anyway, because it's flexible. So this is no different than the mic liner snake. So you got some flexibility there, and it's not quite as bulky as what one of these guys. You can see the difference in these barrels, and how much longer they are all the way out to the end there. So you just get a little bit more flexibility in the cable version like this. So there you go, another cool little project to do. Keep yourself busy and coming up with solutions for your own stuff. And then secondly, on the snake, I forgot to mention, when I was doing these, suggestion is to make sure you do, obviously the cable needs to match the other side, and do one at a time. So don't try to do all the female then all the male. You could try to make a coded chart of, okay, channel 1 was this color and this color. The easiest way, as you see here, I have red and white in this pair. Solder the plug on this one, go to the other end, find the red and white, and do it one at a time, and then label it. Because if you don't label it, you're going to get all mixed up. So as I said, these are all in black. If you did them in each color, you do the same thing. Find one, okay, I'm going to make this one red. Go to the other end, find the matching color for that, make it red. I didn't bother doing that. I just numbered each of them. So you can see here, I just got green spike tape on the ends, and then they're all labeled with a number. So there's a easy way to label them up. So as I said, just do one at a time so you don't confuse yourself and get mixed up and have the wrong plug connected on the wrong end, and then you're going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out what plug matches the other one. So do one side, do the male, then do the female, then go back and forth until you get all 8 or 12 or 16 or however many you make. So just keep yourself a little organized when doing this project. And then also a cool thing to get is one of those little cable testers. HOSA makes them. They're pretty cheap. You can find them on eBay. Sometimes $10, $20 for a cable checker. A little more expensive if you get one that can do multiple different types of plugs, but you can usually find the ones that do XLR and quarter inch fairly cheap. So get one of those cable checkers to check your work along your way, and then you know that all your plugs are good. So there you go. A couple more ideas there for some future projects you can try yourself. As I said, if you've never seen any of our videos, check out the rest of them on our page. We have a lot of videos out there like this showing you some cool ideas and cheap budget-friendly solutions to build your PA system. Not everyone out there has $10,000 to $20,000 to just buy everything off the shelf. So a lot of stuff in PA you can make yourself with a little bit of spare time and some good soldering skills and some wiring skills, and just a few tools you need: some wire strippers, a set of screwdrivers, and a soldering iron, and you can do a lot of audio stuff yourself. So have fun and good luck. For how-to videos, project ideas, and tricks of the trade, check out the Brinster Productions channel on YouTube. Real production advice from working professionals in the sound and lighting industry.